videos.
Probably not. YouTube doesn't allow.
YouTube has like the weirdest processing with that video editing thing they have.
All right, I think we're live.
Is it shaky?
Processing with that.
Yeah, we're live. We're finally okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently, I don't know what happened, but my internet disconnected for a few seconds, and well, that was something.
The stream was like, no, bye bye.
Bye bye. I'm gonna have fun with that later. At least on Twitch, I guess I'll just have like part 1, part 2 next to each other, and then part 2 is part 2 electric disconnected boogaloo.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so I think we were talking about like Clash of Clans and things like that, the unfun core loops that makes the loot crates kind of pointless because like they pretty much lend all of their quote-unquote fun onto this random reward because as I mentioned in the beginning, you could gauge you could pretty much control their behavior to get them to do that as long as the reward is something that they desire. And that could be something that's like normally you wouldn't desire, but because in the context of the game, it's something that you need, you will then desire it.
Yeah. If it's like a thing where you're literally at a stop and you have to go to the paying method to get through it, that's just kind of stupid in my opinion.
Could you imagine if Clash of Clans was you throw money, you get a loot crate, and it was like some of it might be the money, some of it might be garbage.
They had like deals sometimes where it was just like, oh, if you buy this, you can get a tower with it, but you don't get the freaking like insta built. You have to wait for it to build.
Yeah, I guess the difference though in there is that is microtransactions using different types of manipulation techniques. Loot crates themselves is probably the most common used technique to manipulate people because it's, as I mentioned, the most effective Skinner box method. All you got to do is present them with a reward to understand that doing the action gets the reward. And then you have to present the option of they are not going to always get that reward. So you have to keep doing the action multiple times. And now you got them locked into this perpetual cycle of keep pulling the slot.
Oh, God.
Which is where I wanted to lead into my next note. Are loot crates basically gambling?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of, officially, they're not deemed as gambling because you don't get money from it. But I wanted to kind of like discuss that point because we all feel that it's basically gambling. And people will pretty much say, but you're not dealing with money. So I wanted to bring up a few points on that. One of them is that there was a psychological study done, which I wish I could find. I've heard it on a couple topics that there was a psychological study done that was essentially what happens is that the effects of gambling affects the same areas of the brain as these random rewards like loot crates and stuff, which as I discussed in the beginning how that effect actually works, it makes perfect sense because think about it, there's no difference to getting money as opposed to a random skin in terms of what you're going for. It is a reward. The money is a exchangeable reward to get other stuff, but the core of it is it's still a reward. So really, when you go to do that summon, you are pulling a slot. If you actually put money in it, you're still pulling a slot.
True.
I think it's just all gambling, even though it's essentially the same thing because gambling, you're most likely losing every single time, and with loot crates, boxes, RNG, shitfests, they're all most of the time you will get screwed. Okay, there's no way in this world that you would go to a casino and gamble and just come out winning money every single time, unless you have the godlike of our RNG. Okay,
I would love that.
I would love that too, especially in a casino. God, that'd be nice. I'm just kidding.
Go to a gambling machine and then get a skin.
Oh God!
Can you imagine that? Go to the Blizzard casino. You go and pull slots to get random skins for your characters.
You just get a piece of paper with like the image and then like a freaking code.
Oh man.
So something I want to pull up that 100K mentioned is that a lot of people make the argument that because there is no monetary value of what you get out of it in the real world, that it's not problematic. So to counterpoint that, what I wanted to point out is why don't we want kids to gamble? What is the reason?
Using my credit card.
Yeah. By them gambling, they don't understand the value of a dollar yet when they're young. Because they haven't had to earn the dollar and then spend the dollar and then earn the dollar to figure out like what is value. So they're spending money without understanding value in order to get these random rewards. Now, we don't want them to gamble because they're putting money in and they're getting money out in order to continue putting money in. And I guess that's where the point that we don't want them to do official gambling, which is what that process is. This is a process of essentially you're pretty much not getting anything back. You're getting more incentive to put money in.
Yeah.
So, describing what the Skinner box method is, though, is there really a difference between the fact that you're getting more money to continue putting in as opposed to just continuing to dump money and not getting what you want to need to dump more money? I mean, in one instance, you're getting what you want, but what you want is essentially just an incentive to continue gambling. On the other hand, you're getting a skin, which you can't trade or anything. You just have it. But it's not what you wanted. It's like going up to that gumball machine, putting in the quarter, and it's like, oh, I didn't want grape.
I still eat the shit out of grape. Yeah, I wanted.
Yeah, but if that kid didn't want grape, then they're going to have to put another quarter in.
I didn't even know
shove
there
it
were
down his
flavors.
throat.
I didn't even know there was
There's all bubbles.
flavors. I just saw bubble gum, took the bubble gum, and I ate it.
So I guess at the moment, because of that differences, the kid can't like perpetually throw themselves into debt because, you know, they're not getting the reward back as the thing that is allowing them to continue to play. So then it becomes the question, if you're able to take that skin that you didn't want and turn it into the same currency that you just used to do the slots, effectively, you know, getting the summons or whatnot, does it then become gambling?
I mean, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing, just without... I mean, that's like comparing, like, Norwegian gambling to US gambling. You're using, like, different kind of currencies. That's how I'm looking at it, at least.
Well, I think like if you go to casinos, you get chips a lot of the times.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you get this secondary economy that you don't understand the direct connection. So I think it's like to encourage you to spend more. And actually, no, wait. I think probably the reason is so that you're not walking around with $10,000 in cash, because that could be a different problem.
Just bring out like 100,000, be like, yeah, I'm ready to gamble.
100K mentions that would it be better if you could trade the skins, because then it would be like cards. I think that goes into the problem that CSGO had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CSGO has the whole thing of you open up the box, you get a random thing, which is pretty much an 80% chance of getting something that's worth like 2 cents. You can trade that 2 cents to this one website, for example, OP Skins, where you can trade it over there, and then you could sell it for real world money. You could add it to your PayPal, and then you can transfer it to your bank account like that. So in that regard, it's pretty much money. You know, you're gaining cash. I mean, you're not gaining, you're actually losing tons of cash because it's like $2 opening a crate.
Unless you manage to get that $400 gun or whatever.
I mean, that's like a 0.02%.
But there's still a chance.
They actually came out with the things, and it's like 0.03 chance for getting the things that cost like, or you can get for like, you know, $1,000.
It makes you wonder then, what's the odds of a casino jackpot compared to that?
It's probably worse.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I don't even know.
Let's
I've
see.
never actually gambled at a normal casino before. Never.
But in the comfort of your own home, you have.
But
CS:GO, brought to you by Valve.
I mean, the thing with Valve as well, they actually have this board where it's like they like scroll the skins across, like how they have in like a gambling place, like a casino thing.
Yeah,
It's like
I hate
they're
that
just
thing.
scrolling through it, and then you might end up on one of your favorite skins, but then you just a pixel away from it, and so you're like, "Damn, that was so close. Let me try again."
It also makes you
idea.
question how much do they like manipulate that random drop, because there's no regulations at the moment for loot crate random rewards. Because in if you go to a casino, they actually have a required payout. So each of the machines are specifically regulated that if you were to go at it enough, you would get a payout. You would have less money than you started with, but it means that somebody's getting a payout. They can't like make it never get a jackpot, but they for sure manipulate it. Like one of the examples is Chuck E. Cheese. Now this is one of the like probably earliest examples of gambling for kids, if you think about it.
Jeez.
Their machines, there's this one particular machine I played where I figured this out. Actually, I had a couple that I played where I figured this out. But on one of their machines, it's like this machine where it's lit up red and you have to trace the finger across through like this maze until you get to the end. I was able to hit the jackpot on that like 2 times in a row. And then I noticed what ended up happening is on the third time when I got really close with a couple seconds left to actually complete it, it said I lost.
What?
And then I played another
piece of-
game, which is very similar. It's the whole idea of getting tickets at the end. In this game, it was the Kung Fu Panda game, which is at Dave & Buster's. This game, you're just punching these things on the side. So it's kind of fun, you know, you're just punching these things as a reaction time game. And then the thing that actually matters on whether or not you win is the end bit, which is you have to like successfully punch a number of things within the time limit. We played like that, I think, several times and hit the jackpot every time. And then we noticed that it kept adding seconds onto that last stage. So after a certain number of payouts, it did get to the point where it became physically impossible to beat it. So you couldn't get the jackpot. Then somebody else came along, they put in their money in, they could not get the jackpot no matter how good they were.
I would murder myself.
Yeah. So
Usually.
if Chuck E. Cheese is willing to have these machines where they manipulate the odds of kids getting rewards after putting money in their machines, so they're putting money in to get rewards, don't pay no like this is essentially the same thing. There's a potential random there's like I guess some skill involved in a lot of these, but let's be honest, a lot of it's random chance. If they're willing to do it, who's to say EA isn't willing to do it? Who's to say what was it? Who's on Shadow of Mordor now?
I'll look it up right now. Shadow.
Yeah, who's to say
Do they have
these companies who are making
Microtransactions?
games for kids aren't going to do it?
Yeah, I mean,
Warner Brothers. So it says.
Warner Brothers.
Publishers,
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
They make games.
Yeah, they make games. They make shit PC ports.
Oh yeah, that was another thing 100K keeps bringing up is the fact that loot crates are also being put in a lot of these premium games, I guess they're called, where you pay like $60, $70 for the game, and then you have microtransactions in it, which are loot crates. And that leads into the next topic with Shadow of Mordor. Like loot crates.
They have microtransactions?
Yeah. In Shadow of War, you have the whole. You essentially have not goblins, orcs, and they have like a marketplace where you get loot crates. And the loot crates give you a potential random orc to join your army, and then if you don't like the orc, you can collapse them into bits like that you could use for other stuff.
You gotta be shitting me.
You could
There's no way.
You could garbage your orcs for parts.
There's no way they have microtransactions in a single player game.
And then to get these, you could spend like, if you look at their page, you could spend like, was it $1 for a couple crates, or $5, or $20, or $99 for their little economy to get loot crates?
No, you gotta be shitting me. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, you guys didn't know
There's
about
no
this?
No,
I did not know
had
that.
No idea.
Just look at Shadow of War, the marketplace. I think Angry Joe definitely covered it. Jim Sterling covered it. TB's been on that. Yeah, just...
One of my friends addicted to that game. Gambling, mother...
Well, so here's the thing. You can go through the majority of the game without ever touching the marketplace. It is designed in such a way that you can do that. The last part of the game, a lot of people have complained, is a super grind, and it makes it difficult to not go through it unless you like buy a bunch of loot crates to get the things that you need.
I'm stunned. I seriously, I didn't look at the Shadow of War or Mordor, so I just I didn't touch it.
Oh my god, it looks like freaking how Overwatch has it. Oh my god, I'm just watching a video right now of the freaking things, and it's just like, oh, you got a guy with a freaking horsey. Oh, so cool. You got a legendary orc. Ah, that's amazing.
You know what this means? They're gonna invest everything now. It's not just gonna be multiplayer games. It's now gonna be single player games. That means you never know. In the next Skyrim, all of a sudden,
want that
Everyone's gonna
DLC?
die.
It's in a loot crate box. Get that horse armor.
what the fuck?
Guys,
I'm
we have
stunned.
solved the
I really
problem
am.
of the marketplace. Just put it all in loot crates. Trust me, they'll pay $5 to get a chance at that storyline.
Fuck.
What is this?
Yeah.
I
I'm-
mean, everyone's like saying like, oh, why cheat in the game? Now I see why people would cheat in the game.
I think if I were to play
This is
it,
insane.
I play it legit for as long as I can, ignoring the marketplace until I get to the end, and then cheat in everything just to you know.
Yeah, just to have the feeling of how it works and why this is worthy to be paid for, like that. Just...
Oh, here's the funny thing as well. I was watching Angry Joe's review on it, and the thing that he mentioned, if you buy the loot crates in the beginning, you screw yourself over, because you buy all these things that are kind of better that very, very quickly become garbage. Because the loot crate drops are based on your level.
Wow. Just
I don't know what to say.
I swear, do they like show off at the start of the game? Oh yeah, by the way, you can buy loot boxes to get good orcs.
I believe they have like advertisements in the bottom left of their marketplace and marketplace deals, and I've also heard, I don't know if it's true, that when you like get a new orc, that it pops you up to the menu which highlights the marketplace. Doesn't push you into it, just highlights it. So like you're on it, you just have to push X.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's a single player game.
It's
It's a single
Yo,
player
bro,
game.
you wanna see my freaking orcs that I bought for like $500? Yeah, man. Where are they? They're in my single player game right here. I'm gonna load it up. Oh wait, my file went corrupt.
Oh
Never
no.
mind.
Oh god.
So here's the question, and this is probably like the last topic I really want to step on as well. If money wasn't involved, would those loot crates be a problem? So
I
there's
mean, if you could buy it for in-game gold, whatever.
Yeah, just farm. You just farm, get some stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
because at that point,
they wouldn't be a problem.
at that point, it just becomes loot
Yeah.
instead of a loot crate. I guess that's like loot crates are the monetary version.
God, man.
But onto along with that same subject, I also want to consider like if they didn't have money, yeah, a lot of this would not be as insidious because you know that their motivation isn't to get you the money, and also a lot of their design wouldn't be around to encourage you to get the loot crates because obviously it's like it's a reward. Let's reward them when they do things in the game we want them to do. Which then begs the question: a lot of these games, especially like mobile games and whatnot, would they be fun if they didn't have loot crates?
Probably.
Didn't have summons, didn't have the random chance of reward. You unlock these characters or whatever as you play.
Yeah, because then it becomes like oh, I want to unlock. Let me play this game a lot to unlock these characters instead of let me spend all my money on paying for these characters. Oh wait, I never got any of them.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it, at least.
An insidious way to pad out the game. You're right, under 100. So I also like to think like with a lot of mobile games, a lot of their design is just centered around this idea of the random reward. Like it's all about getting the currency in order to get the reward. You pretty much get a lot of the gameplay loops in a lot of these games. Like I played the Naruto mobile game, played it a little bit. It was pretty evident that like a lot of like the mechanics and whatnot were interesting, but I could see it getting boring pretty quick because a lot of it's like, okay, do a mission. Okay, now you get a reward. Now do a mission that's pretty much the same thing. Now do a mission that's pretty much the same thing. Now do a mission that's pretty much the same thing. So you do like 5 billion missions that are pretty much the same thing in order to just get this currency to get more characters to do the same thing.
Yeah, just different models and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just the rewards essentially being the characters that you want. And it's the same thing with Overwatch. You're just getting the skins that you want. So you're spending a bunch of money to potentially get that. And it's what was it? It's like I mean, it's for them, that's the way to get extra money to support the servers. That's pretty much the justification for Overwatch. But if could you just give me a way to drop $50 and get all your skins?
I mean, one thing that I really wanted to do, or like really wanted to see from like mobile games that does like this, they do it obviously because their game is like free. You have to like pay for in-game stuff, so they gave money that way. What if you could just pay for the damn game and play it however you want, without all this stupid shit?
Yeah, that's the thing that I always like to mention. It's like if you're gonna have ads, stamina, whatnot, add a premium option to pay in, and then just bypass it all. Perfect. This is why you don't spend money on Love Live or Dokkan. Yeah, every time I play these,
Love Live.
I don't know what that is either.
It's an anime that I think they made it into a mobile game, and it's like Dokkan, but they're like.
It's a gotcha game.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was idols. How do you just what the fuck? I'm confused.
I actually wonder how would you design a gotcha game without loot crates, or without? I guess in those cases they call them summons or draws.
Yeah.
How would you design a game without that like random reward? The only way I can think of is as you play through the missions, you would like get currency or something that you then spend to just get the character.
I would like that better. Spend money to get a character.
And then for like the super characters, you get the base character, and then you just keep leveling up the character to get him better and better and better. Why don't they do that?
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead. Sorry. I was looking at the game and I wanted to punch an anime girl in the face. Just go.
What are you doing in that game even? I was in the trailer, but like, okay, never mind. What was I saying again? Yeah, upgrading. Yeah, why don't you just make it so like, say if you're getting Goku in the start of like Dokkan battle or whatever, I don't even you can get Goku probably. You could just upgrade him and make him better, and then upgrade him to like a Super Saiyan version, Super Saiyan 2, and so forth. I don't know. That'd be cool.
So I guess the essential difference between it is that you change it from a gacha game to an RPG.
Yeah.
I guess that's the main difference between the two, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd like that better. Because there's no RNG in that shit. Oh, RNG.
That'd be a little bit of farm, but I don't know. Who dislikes I like farm.
Well, now I will say
Just pay for it.
I do like random loot. I just don't like important stuff being tied behind it. It's like playing like RPGs and whatnot, killing monsters, you get random weapons. So it's like, oh, that's cool. I could get this random thing, and it's like better than what I got. Now I got an upgrade. So it's like, it's not a thing that I'm directly desiring or know about. It's just like, hey, here's a thing. It's better than what you got.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you kill a dude. It's like, oh, it's garbage. I don't care. Because I have more fun things to do. Not, I need to do the same actions I've been doing for the past hour to get that one thing that I could see in the distance. So, I guess to conclude this, loot crates are not a bad thing, but they are definitely a tool that, when abused, can definitely make a game garbage.
Indeed.
I concur.
And if you want to tie it to a monetary thing, just understand that's going to make your game worse than what it could be.
Or it could make you millionaires because people like to spend a lot of money.
That is true. You'll get money. It'll be a garbage game.
There was this one guy I saw opening up a CSGO crate. He had opened up 10. It was the first 10 in his life. He got a knife that was literally worth $2,000.
This is stupid.
He sold it for $300 on the marketplace. I'm like, nah.
That got a good ass deal. Holy shit.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Man. Something I really
remember that.
Something I really want to do on the subject, though, I want to find somebody who would advocate for loot crates, because I believe we're all of the same mindset on this, which is, it's like I want to see the other side of it. Why is it people continue to want to go for it?
I could play that. I could play that devil's advocate. I could play it. So
one person we should have brung on here is Migajil, because he likes that loot boxes on what is it called? Rocket League? Yeah.
He's an addiction. He has an addiction.
Yeah.
Addiction. Well, maybe
he came to my stream. He was just like, I can't pay for anything. Rocket League is taking my life, and I'm like, what?
Well,
I'm gonna live in a cave soon. I'm like, whoa.
Maybe what we should do is do another next topic on microtransactions.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's because we touched on a lot of that, and it looks like the only thing that really ruins a game is either leaning too much on loot crates or tying it into a monetary value. I think if you didn't have either of those concepts, the idea of a loot crate is not impeding on you, and it's actually would be a benefit.
Yeah. I don't know. Just really shady shit be going in the gaming industry, okay? I remember way back when gaming stuff was not even that important. People said that if you liked video games, you are a nerd. You're a nerd. Nerd. And now look at where gaming industries are now. They
You
literally
play
dump
games
everything.
for fun, not to earn money or spend all your money. You play
Exactly.
for fun.
Yeah, but we're adults now. We gotta get money in order to buy more games.
I'm always gonna go back to this because of the whole thing that kind of evolved the gaming industry to something that's basically exploited, and that's some Twitch streamers. And when I mean Twitch streamers, I mean Twitch streamers that have kahunas. Okay, I don't know how to say that because they really are playing video games. They're just pretty much just sitting there showing off, so perverted people come over there and just pay money to them. So,
wait, you're talking about boob streamers?
Boob streamers, talking about streamers that literally, which I hate the thing that they did with Twitch is when they did the IRL. Well, some of them are good, but most of them are bad. Is the IRL streamer things, because most of it is just females that just want to do, semi. What is it? I don't know what to call it. What is it? Showing off their bodies, I guess is the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
But I remember they did it before. I think it's because Amazon picked them up and they just said hey, let's do IRL too. But before it used to be it used to be like 20% game, 80% girl. And I was just like, what the fuck? I came to a gaming stream, not.
I remember I came to one of those streams before, and it was just like, like 80% of the screen of my screen was filled with a woman with big boobs, and then we had this, like, you know how you have like the webcam in the corner, and then you have the gameplay full screen. Yeah, it was literally the girl full screen and the game in the webcam. What?
I remember going into those. Yeah.
I think that's a topic for another time. All right, so we're out of time right now. So I think we should go around. Everyone mention where you're going, push a channel so everybody knows where to find you after this. You guys know where to find me. You're already here.
Oh.
All right.
Am I? Hello. Hi.
All right, Zaru, go ahead. Tell them where they can find you and what you're doing for the next week.
All right. Well, I am on youtube.com/Sarmar Games. There you can find me. I'm there, and that's a channel that's pretty much dead. That's fine. I got a new one at twitch.tv/Sarmaru, where I stream every so often. But because of this new game I found called Zelda Breath of the Wild, it just freaking ruined my schedule, and now I'm playing that for the next week anyway. So there you go.
Are you streaming that?
No, I don't have a capture card. I don't have money for
it. It's like $60.
What?
I'm sure you can find one for $6. We'll talk about it after.
I saw one for 300. God damn.
300. Jesus
300. Come on, man. Get an Elgato. All right, DB. Where can they find you? What are you doing this week?
You can find me at the YouTube channel of DbzEthioBoy, because I'm never gonna leave YouTube, because YouTube is my home. YouTube is my city. By the way, I'm sorry. I don't want to bring that meme up. I'm sorry. But yeah, just do random stuff. YouTube, Dragon Ball Z stuff. I'm gonna upload like an Octodad video so that comes up soon. Webcam, all that kind of shit. Octodad's weird. It's a weird game. Tentacles are fun. Sorry, tentacles are fun. Flashbacks. What?
Not to mention your random fun videos that you got on there.
Yeah, those edits and everything of like Dark Souls and the Terraria, and there's gonna be a Terraria one next. Another Terraria one.
We got another Terraria one.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload it on Monday, and I kept on neglecting it because I had midterms, but I finally got to finish it, and it's mostly gonna have 100 in the beginning, but. Yeah.
Zaru, have you seen those? His Terraria edits?
I saw his Dark Soul one. That was cool.
You should see some of the Terraria ones are funny.
You see the Dark Soul one. Let me. This is a story for the Dark Soul one. So I was thinking about doing a Dark Souls 2, little like mini playthrough or whatever. That's all my deaths that I've gotten in that game, like legit deaths. And I was just like, I ain't no way I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna smash cut it all together and put it out. Those are all legit deaths.
All right. Well, that has been Zen Thought. Thank you guys for joining us. We are going to try to do this weekly, so we'll see how that goes.
Woo!
So I guess possibly next time we might be talking about microtransactions then.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys enjoyed, remember to leave a like and all that, to help support the channel if you want to help support the channel. Don't forget to check out everyone's channels. They're also in the description below if you want to check them out. I think I might have to update this video at this point because it kind of got split into two. But
we got split.
But we'll try to gear towards somewhere between noon and 2. Just keep an eye out on Twitter and whatnot. My Twitter is at Here's the Fools. Yep. All right. So yeah, my Twitter's at Heroes of Fools. Usually I will mention things about what I'm planning on doing. So if there's any changes in plans, I will usually tweet it there. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Take care and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.